Uh-oh. Tienchung Su! I'm not racist, I promise. Anyway, this is going to be the video where I show off my plays in at least a little bit more detail than you're used to seeing. I've had a lot of questions about what plays I'm running and if I'd show off my playbook, so here it is. It's a little bit different than usual, but hopefully this helps out those of you that have had questions. And Tienchung Su, so racist on my part, has some serious hops. Caught me off guard there, going with a little two-handed flush there in traffic. But yeah, here is the first play. I run this quite a bit. It's a double screen at the top with DeMarcus Cousins, and it opens up a ton of options for not only DeMarcus Cousins, but Steph Curry, and sometimes when the defense collapses, I'll actually get wide open wing players, but right there, that's an easy oop for DeMarcus. Now this next play takes a long time to run, so you got to start it early in the shot clock, but it can lead to a wide open point guard. In this case, it's Steph Curry. Or at the beginning, you'll see my shooting guard springs open for a quick jumper if I want it. I pump here just to show it off, but yeah, this is not the best of releases from Steph Curry, but I go completely under that screen across the baseline, and I will hit that jump shot. Now the next play is basically the same thing, but the point guard fakes going under and then goes back over the baseline screen for a jump shot on the other side of the court. And same option here to Tyreke Evans. I passed a little bit early, but still I have an option with Steph Curry getting a little bit of a weird pick there from DeMarcus, but that is a deep three. Definitely worth another look. And one thing to keep in mind is these aren't necessarily all of the plays I run, but I would say these, well, pretty much all of them you'll see will be about 90% of the plays I do run on a regular basis. And this isn't the best way to play, it's just the plays I like to use. And this one you've probably seen 100 times. I've got a power forward coming up for a screen, and then the shooting guard, when he takes the correct route, comes open on the baseline. And there can be a lot of options there off the screen at the top. Sometimes Steph Curry is wide open, and you've seen this one a bunch as well. This is one I use when the shot clock is very low. Coming off that screen fast if it's a proper screen, but otherwise you've got this little roll here with a power forward. In this case, I've got a wide open lane, or at least Mr. Glassman was my way, but that is a dunk for Tyreke Evans. Now this next play is something I've only started running a lot recently, but it's a great way to get Tyreke Evans open in space with my entire team isolating along the baseline. And that gives me a lot of room to use off some of this playmaking ability where I don't have to worry about help side defense so much, and I can just drive right into the paint to make some magic happen, I guess you could say. This play is fairly self-explanatory. I've got Tyreke Evans in the post, and there are just too many good matchups for me to take advantage of here on smaller, weaker guards to not use it. It's a play I believe that is in the original Kings playbook for him, and he is just too strong. He can back down pretty much every guard in the game, and that is just too easy when you're that close to the rim. Now this is a play for Wilson Chandler. It's a little bit of a misdirection and a baseline screen, and depending on how the screen goes, you can pull him closer to you with a directional pass like I do here for a wide open mid-range jump shot, and I use that play quite a bit, believe it or not. And right here I've got a play that is fairly similar to the fade that I run with Tyreke Evans, but it's with Wilson Chandler in the center, and if it's cut off with the roll, you've got a wide open big if they overplay the small forward, and that is definitely worth another look. It's an easy bucket in most cases, and an easy dunk there for Whiteside. If you've played with the Kings before, I'm sure you've seen this up formation. It's where the bigs are at the top of the three-point line handling the playmaking. And sometimes if you have a weak defender on your point guard, you'll get a wide open look like that in the paint, so pay attention to that. And here's just a quick stretch play for your small forward. Sometimes it'll be really open. It's a really quick play, something that's great to run when the shot clock is winding down. Keep that in mind. Otherwise, there's not too much there besides that open jumper. And a scary moment here. Tienchung Su getting airborne. He looks like the most average white guy in the world with an Asian name, and he's got some serious hops. That caught me off guard. And this play takes a little bit of time to develop, but it's a pretty good play for a stretch power forward. Josh Smith doesn't fit the mold perfectly, but as his range improves on my team, he'll become a more consistent shooter from this range. As you'll see, I'm cold from a number of attempts, but I do drain that shot. And yet another play for Josh Smith. This one's a lot quicker, and it's designed for a quick mid-range jump shot, but the ball can be stolen pretty easily if you're not paying attention to players getting screened, and that is yet again one easy jump shot for Josh Smith. Now this play is something I run fairly often to get Josh Smith isolated at the top of the key. If he gets a good enough screen from DeMarcus Cousins, he's actually open for a quick mid-range jump shot, but otherwise, I've got options here. I can either do a face-up jumper, or I can go in the post, which I do here, with a drifting jump shot that I'll hit, and just a great way to get him open with some space and room to work. Now I'm pretty much done with all of the plays overall. I'm going to do maybe one or two more, but yeah, this is the rest of the game. Those are just probably, I don't know how many there were there, but 10, 15 plays that I run a lot, and you'll see a lot more of them this game as evidence, but you know, hopefully that helps you guys out. Once again, it's not the best play style. Here's the play in the up formation, probably the last one you'll see here, that you know, if it's not there with the point guard, which I mentioned earlier, then you go about the play as normal. See, the Brandon Roy does not get screened there, so I've got to go about the play as normal, and then that's Kyle Korver coming up for the 3, and you know what's going to happen here. That is definitely going in with Kyle Korver. Now, one thing I didn't show was designed plays for my centers, and that's for good reason, because I pretty much don't run them. They get a lot of garbage buckets and occasional post-ups just on mismatches, but for now I've got too many other good, consistent scores at the other positions to really warrant me using any really fancy plays. So for now I'm just using default Kings center plays and letting Tyreke Evans and Steph Curry go to town here, as Tyreke Evans has just turned into a mini bulldozer here for me. He can score in almost any amount of contact and traffic, and just becoming a really good playmaker. And I was trying to use him more at the point guard just because he does share a lot of time there. And have to give a shout out to Rudy hitting a big 3 there early in the fourth quarter. Pretty low scoring game at this point, but things are going to pick up. Splitting the defense here perfectly on the double screen, and DeMarcus Cousins just throwing it down hard. Now this is one of those plays that's not necessarily designed directly for him, but he'll actually get the ball as a result of, you know, the defense's movements. But Tyreke Evans getting a block here. I think that's a third of the game, and I'm off to the races. I could oop it, but I'm going with a safe pass to Mr. Josh Smith for the two-handed throwdown. And we're starting to pick things up here. Another isolation, this time with Steph Curry, no help defense, and that is an easy little fadeaway jump shot there. I've got another isolation here late in the game, this time with Tyreke Evans driving hard in the lane with a mini hop-step layup there, and we've got a 2-point lead. He's having a very efficient game, so much that he's getting double-teamed. Thought I had an open look here with Azubuike. That wasn't the case, but Troy Murphy will get a great rebound, and then a great bounce pass from Tyreke Evans for the easy dunk down low. I've now got a 2-point lead. I've got Tyreke Evans in the post, Brandon Roy defending, and there is no chance for you there, sir. Tyreke Evans just being a monster so far this game, and some great defense here from the team. A block, and then I believe a weird steal from Aldridge, and we're off to the races. Steph Curry, a little bit of contact, but that will be an easy layup for him in transition. The game is now pretty much wrapped up, but Tienchung Su, or however you pronounce it, misses the intentional foul. Steph Curry's got a wide open lane, no help defense, and there you have it. I get the W. Batum, who I didn't show at all, I just realized had a great game, a ton of wide open threes, but yeah, pretty good game, and I hope you enjoy checking out all those plays, because I know there've been a lot of you with a ton of questions, so I hope I answered those questions and you got a good look at those plays. But yeah, with that, you guys, have a good one, and thanks for watching.